Hi everyone, this is Denise Levy. I am an artist and designer. Today I'm going to show you how to make this love card perfect for Valentine's Day, wedding, or Mother's Day. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of get organized here. When I'm cutting out cards with a lot of little pieces, I like to use these little plastic bags. I think the reason I bought them, they were intended to hold stamps or metal die cuts or whatever, but this is how I'm using them now. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the background of this card and then I'll get into those little pieces. So we're going to get this shape glued down onto the pink background piece. And it's just going to go in the center as best you can. And then this darker pink is also going to go in the center of the card. So right about there. I'm just going to put this over just to make sure that that's got to be rotated like that. That's why it wasn't fitting. Yeah, that looks good to me. So I'm just going to do like this so I don't mess up the placement there. Okay, and then this piece, I'm going to wait on that and then I'm going to put these together first. So this red with the cutout love sentiment is going to go right on top of the white. Just like so. And just try to get that so you have an even spacing margin all the way around. And then that is going to go on top of the darker pink and the same. And then that is going to go, you can see how there's a scallop border that goes all the way around, and you can see right here that should line up with the heart, and you just want to get it just like that. And then all these other places are going to be overlapped with our flowers and bow and all the things. So this looks like a very strange shape right now, but once you get everything on there, then that scallop will kind of appear. So I'm going to now just get this on here. Just kind of looking at my example. Okay. All right. I'm just going to leave it like that for now because I might, once I get everything else on there, want to maybe adjust the angle a little bit. Okay, so you have two flower clusters, you have a bow, and before you start gluing, I like to dry fit because I like to make sure that, yeah, see, I did not get that heart where I needed it. Arg. I think I can just pull it off without completely ruining it. Not my first rodeo. Okay. See, we all make mistakes. So this, you want that bow to be going straight across. You know, I don't want that like at an angle really. So you want it to be like that. And it goes all the way down to this edge. So then the heart has to be more like that. But we're just going to do it like this, and then I will glue. And my instructions will reflect like the right way to the right order, so you don't make the same mistakes I do. Okay, so we've got, just want to make sure I've got this going the correct direction, so I know that's right because I'm dry fitting it like that. So it's going to go like this, and then I have the flower that's not right, but that looks right. That looks right. Okay. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to flip it. And then flip it again. And get that on there. Okay. And then this one has the orange and the blue. And these should fit perfectly. They are the same exact shape, so you shouldn't have to. Sometimes I create these wonky flowers, and so it's a little challenging because they're not symmetrical, and that kind of adds to the whole whimsical nature, but then you're rotating to kind of get everything to match up sometimes, and these should not be the case because it's literally the same shape. And then that's going to go right in the center. And oh, I did it again. I just did this on a card I just made. I forgot to put this. You got to get this leaf in here first. Wow. Maybe I need to take a break and step away. It's all right. We can fix it. So this light colored leaf needs to go in there first. And then I'll get more glue. And more glue on the center little guy here. Get you in the center. I'm just going to pinch these guys for a second. Okay, so we have little hearts. One's smaller than the other. So I need to use these tweezers. So this one is going to go up here, just making sure. Since I'm having a day, it's going to go right there. It's a lot of glue for a little piece. And then the bigger heart, one right there. And if I haven't said this already, this glue is really strong, so you don't need a lot of it. And then the other big heart is going to go right there. You can kind of see just a little bit of the bump out there. Sure. Sometimes I like to flip it over just to make sure I don't need to make an adjustment. Okay, so that flower cluster is done. It's going to go right there. And then this one, you do not have a different color leaf, so we don't have to worry about that this time. Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to get a couple dabs. And this is the same shape as the other flower, just different colors. Sometimes it just doesn't want to. You know what? We're going to go with that. Oh, I do, however, want to make sure I've got this going. That's going the correct way. And do I have this one going the correct way? So far, I do not. Now I do. So you are going that way. I'll flip you over. Some glue. And get it back down on there. It's lined up. And then the center. Like so. And then the little heart on this little cluster. Like that. Okay. And then that one's going to go right like that. And then on the bow, you can see there's a little bump out right there for this heart, which is a lighter shade of pink, the same as the background pink here. And that's going to go like that. All right. Okay, we did it. So I'm going to start with this bow because it really kind of tells me which way that heart needs to go. So I'm going to get the bow glued down everywhere except what overlaps this, because I know that's going to be my guide to get the sentiment going straight across how I want it. All right, let's press that for a second. And then I'm going to tuck this in. And I know I've got this space down here to help me line up. And I just want to make sure when I get this on here, and it's got to rotate like that. So that bow is straight. And then you know, scratch that. I'm going to glue this whole thing down using the bow as the guide. I think I've just kind of thrown myself off with. So I know that the tail is going to go almost to the edge, and I do want it straight across, or I want the bow to be straight. I don't want it at an angle. And then I also kind of need this in the center. And I'm going to put that. Yep, that looks good. That looks perfect. Okay. So bow glued just to the white, this part lifted up, and then glued to the background. And I'm going to get just a little bit of glue here and there since I've messed with this so many times. Sometimes it's easy just to pull it up and then place it back down. Okay, now I'm going to get this in place where I want it, and it's going to go just centered and I want the love, level. And doesn't this look lovely on the back? But no one will ever know. And also, I'm probably not going to send this to anybody. Just my example. If I was going to send somebody this, I will make another one. And I always say this, maybe I already said this today. I've made a lot of videos today, but this is crafting. It's not that serious. It's supposed to be fun. So you can see how many mistakes that I've already made. And you will have my written instructions, plus you're watching this. So you're not going to make these mistakes. But even if you did, even if you're someone like, yeah, I don't need the instructions, I'm just going to make this card. It all works out, What I'm going to do with these flowers is I've got these thin foam adhesive, and I'm just going to put that there just to bring this part up, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 layers of cardstock there, and I kind of like things to be, I don't want it to be like, pushing down, if that makes sense. I kind of like things to be level. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit of liquid glue over here, and then the foam adhesive. I'll just press that down. Yeah, I like the way that looks. And that just gives it more dimension. I don't know if you can see that, but so over here, I'm going to have to do the same. So I'm going to first start with foam adhesive there, and I'm going to have to cut. These cut very easily, so you can just make little pieces. If you don't want to fiddle with this and it doesn't bother you, then just glue it down. It'll be great. I want one there. Where does that leaf? That leaf doesn't need it, but that heart does. I'll cut another one in half. I'm gonna get, since I have that, I'm gonna put that one there. Oops. Like that. And then I will get liquid glue along that edge there. That would be helpful if I took off all the release paper. Which can be moderately annoying at times, especially when you're filming. Okay. All right. Try to get these down. One thing about the foam squares is they will pick. Oh, I completely took it off. They do let you pop them back up. What did I get? I got like the release paper stuck under there. Oh my goodness. I tell you, this is, I probably say this at every single video I do, however, not my day, but maybe I need to stop saying that. All right. Okay, so, whew, we are done with that. I think this is just such a sweet little card. I would, I chose to put this on um, a white card base is how I designed it, but you sure could do craft. You could, you know, do the pink, the yellow, the light yellow would be lovely, especially if you're using it for like Mother's Day or a wedding, or the green, one of the greens would be really nice as well. Um, so that is it. Thank you so much for watching. And I honestly can't remember if I said this, so if this is a repeat, I apologize. But if you're interested in this card, it will be available at DeniseLevyStudio.com or the Silhouette Design Store. All links are always in the video notes or in my profile. If you purchase this, thank you so much for supporting my art. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you got to the end of this, thank you so much. This video was something else, but I sure do appreciate any likes or follows here on YouTube. Have a great day. Bye.